Welcome to Modemulator Instructional video number 4. This video will explain how to enable and use the Modemulator's lease line mode so that analog modems used in legacy lease line applications can be replaced by modemulators. The topics covered in this video are a brief review of analog lease line operation, a description of Modemulator lease line operation, and an explanation of how to configure modemulators for lease line operation. A legacy lease line application uses lease line service that provides a dedicated analog circuit and uses a pair of analog lease line modems. One modem is designated as the originator, the other is the answerer. The originating modem is configured to automatically dial and connect. The answering modem is configured to automatically answer and connect. The system provides an always-on point-to-point connection between the serial applications, also known as a virtual serial cable. When either end of the connection fails due to a power outage or a network disruption, once the outage is restored, the modems automatically reconnect and resume operation. A Modemulator lease line application uses a cellular data network that provides private peer-to-peer data routing and uses a pair of modemulators configured for lease line emulation. One modemulator is designated as the originator, the other is the answerer. The originating modemulator is configured for lease line mode, which allows it to automatically dial and connect. The answering modemulator is configured to automatically answer and connect. The system provides an always-on point-to-point connection between the serial applications. When either end of the connection fails due to a power outage or a network disruption, once the outage is restored, the modemulators automatically reconnect and resume operation. The first step in setting up a Modemulator lease line application is to consult the application's documentation to determine the required serial communications settings, such as baud rate, the number of data bits, the number of stop bits, and the parity setting. Also, see if the documentation specifies any special settings that a modem must have. Some examples are quiet mode, command echo off, DTR or DCD signal override, and flow control settings. Then check the Modemulator user guide to find the commands that will configure the modemulator for those special requirements. Once all the application's requirements are understood, start by configuring the answering modemulator. Connect a terminal, like PuTTY, to the designated answering modemulator. Configure the terminal for the serial settings required by the answering end of the application. Use the S0=1 command to enable auto answer in the modemulator and to establish its serial settings, followed by an &W command to make the current settings non-volatile. Next, configure any special settings required by the application, using the corresponding commands found in the Modemulator user guide, and save those settings to non-volatile memory too. Then disconnect the modemulator from the terminal and install it into the answering end of the application so that it's ready to receive a call during the setup of the originating modemulator. If installing the answering modemulator now is inconvenient, prepare the answering modemulator to receive a call by temporarily connecting it to another terminal or to any other serial DTE that asserts the RS-232 DTR signal, or by temporarily setting the modemulator to ignore the DTR signal with the &D0 command. Now that the answering modemulator is configured and ready to receive a call, configure the originating modemulator. Connect the terminal to the designated originating modemulator. Configure the terminal for the serial settings required by the originating end of the application. Use the S0=0 command to disable auto answer in the modemulator and to establish its serial settings, followed by an &W command to make the current settings non-volatile. Now, decide if the originating modemulator will auto-dial the simulated phone number or the IP address of the answering modemulator. For help choosing a dialing method, watch the Modemulator Instructional video number 2 on YouTube. If the modemulator will dial a simulated phone number, use the brace Y command to put the phone number, port number, and IP address of the answering modemulator into the dialing directory of the originating modemulator. Now, make a manual connection to the answering modemulator to establish the auto-dial method to be used by the originating modemulator. To initiate the connection, use the dial command that corresponds to the chosen dialing method, either the D command to dial a simulated phone number or the D: command to dial the IP address of the answering modemulator. The modemulator should connect and present a connect message. Now, disconnect by either typing the escape sequence or by toggling the DTR signal. Then, configure any special settings required by the application using the corresponding commands found in the Modemulator user guide, and save those settings to non-volatile memory too. Lastly, use the &L1 command to enable lease line mode in the originating modemulator, followed by an &W command to make the current settings non-volatile. Then disconnect the modemulator from the terminal and install it into the originating end of the application. After it boots up, the originating modemulator will automatically initiate a connection to the answering modemulator. This completes the setup and installation. In this video, I've explained that the Modemulator's lease line operation emulates analog lease line operation, that one modemulator must be designated to originate the connection and the other must be designated to answer, that the legacy hardware and software can dictate special modem settings which should be applied to each modemulator, and that the answering modemulator should be configured and installed first so that it can receive a call during the setup of the originating modemulator. For more details about any modemulator commands, see the command reference chapter in the Modemulator user guide, which can be downloaded from these USR support pages. I hope this video was helpful for understanding how to enable and use lease line mode. Thank you for watching, and thank you for choosing USR.